Have you seen these things? They're called cronuts. It is a croissant and a donut in one pastry. Can you believe they do that now?
That's a beautiful mashup of two different ideas, flaky and sugary put together. I love that. Much like how we have in observability, where you combine different things and have this unified view.
They call that a single pane of glass. But actually, I heard this other term the other day, which I think is pretty funny, which is the single glass of pane, because it's always like red and there's loads going off, right?
I would say take it further, single pane of glass that's cracked all. Yeah, it's a very overused term in my opinion, but it's definitely doable as long as it's an open format.
I actually have two customers, right, who are interested in this, right? So one of them is Equinox Fitness. They actually managed to take 3 tools and boil it down to a single tool. They use that one single tool. They're like unified observability all day long. But then I have another financial services customer, and they are much more, like best of breed. They're like, we need to have the best tools for the job. Each team should be able to choose their own tool. They're very interested in this thing called OpenTelemetry. And what they see from OpenTelemetry is that at least they can get all of their data collected and ingested using a single data collection methodology.
OpenTelemetry, yet another format?
No. OpenTelemetry is actually an amalgamation of a few different standards. So we actually got rid of some standards thanks to OpenTelemetry. So it's not just another standard. We actually took something called Open Tracing and Open Metrics, and they amalgamated it into one standard called OpenTelemetry for observability, right? So that way, we now have an observability standard that is backed by the biggest observability vendors in our space, right? And so it's pretty phenomenal.
Is it a fad like this?
No, it's not a fad. And anyway, it's not a fad, right? I love my cronuts, they're delicious. So OpenTelemetry is now the second fastest growing CNCF project. All of the vendors in our industry are getting on board. You will see every single observability vendor is doing something on OpenTelemetry.
That is exciting.
Exactly. It's exciting, right? And it actually also helps with a couple of other things as well, right? You can essentially avoid what we call vendor lock-in. So one of the things that I talk to people about all the time is that they're frustrated, right? Because every time they have to renew their observability tool, they would have to rip out all that data collection that they already have in place, that they've built into their CI/CD pipelines and things like that. And that's not an easy thing to do. So one thing that OpenTelemetry will help you with in the future is that you completely avoid this vendor lock-in. So you can start small, you can start moving to OpenTelemetry. You're then bringing together all this data from heterogeneous environments, right? All these different places, all these different tools, all these different services you've got. You're starting to unify them across one data collection methodology, which is huge from a perspective of like, at the moment, you'll have a team that specializes in one type of agents, you'll have a team that specializes in something else, you'll have people that specialize in doing grok patterns and things like that. All these folks, they can come together and learn only one way to do it, which is huge, right? The total cost of ownership suddenly goes down massively. And I think you can really have your cronut and eat it too, right?
I'm convinced OpenTelemetry is going to be an exciting new future for observability.